The morning sun shone softly through the castle windows of Enchancia. Princess Sofia stretched and yawned, feeling that today would be special. Her magical Amulet of Avalor glimmered brightly on her neck, glowing a warm shade of gold, brighter than usual. Clover, her loyal rabbit friend, hopped onto her bed. "Whoa, Sofia," Clover said, his whiskers twitching. "That thing's shining like it's got something to say." Sofia smiled and held the amulet. "It only glows like this when a new princess might need my help, or when I'm about to meet one." Just as she spoke, a soft breeze swept through her room, carrying the scent of jasmine flowers and warm desert sand. The glow of the amulet grew stronger, filling the air with golden sparkles. Before Sofia could say another word, the magic lifted her gently off her feet. In the blink of an eye, she found herself standing on a wide marble balcony overlooking a beautiful city shimmering beneath the desert sun. The sky was a deep blue, the rooftops golden, and a magnificent palace stood at the center. "Wow," Sofia whispered. "Where am I?" "Welcome to Agrabah," said a kind voice behind her. Sofia turned and gasped. There stood Princess Jasmine, dressed in a turquoise gown, her hair gleaming like silk in the sunlight. She smiled warmly at Sofia. "You must be the princess my father's guards mentioned, appearing out of thin air on the royal balcony," Jasmine said with a gentle laugh. Sofia curtsied. "I'm Princess Sofia of Enchancia. My amulet brought me here. I think to meet you." Jasmine's eyes lit up. "Then you are most welcome, Princess Sofia. Come, let me show you my home." They walked through the grand halls of the palace, where soft music floated in the air and the smell of sweet dates and spices followed. Jasmine introduced Sofia to Raja, her loyal tiger, who purred gently and nuzzled Sofia's hand. As they strolled through the royal gardens, Sofia noticed that Jasmine seemed thoughtful. "You look a little worried," Sofia said softly. "Is something wrong?" Jasmine sighed. "Sometimes. Being a princess means making choices that others don't understand. My father wants me to meet with visiting princes, but I dream of seeing the world beyond the palace walls. I want to make a difference for the people of Agrabah, not just sit inside these walls." Sofia nodded, remembering her own lessons from being a princess. "I know what that feels like. When I first became a princess, I felt unsure too. But I learned that being a princess isn't about rules or titles. It's about helping others and staying true to your heart." Jasmine smiled. "You sound wise beyond your years, Sofia." Sofia blushed. "I've had a lot of help from other princesses who taught me the same thing." The two sat under a tall palm tree, talking for hours. They shared stories about their kingdoms, their families, and their dreams. Sofia told Jasmine about Clover and Bailiwick, while Jasmine spoke about Aladdin and Genie. As the sun set behind the golden dunes, Jasmine turned to Sofia. "You've reminded me that being myself is my greatest strength. Thank you, Sofia." Before Sofia could reply, her amulet began to glow again. The magic was pulling her back. "Looks like it's time for me to go," Sofia said softly. "But I'm so glad we met." "So am I," Jasmine replied, placing a small desert rose in Sofia's hand. "Keep this, a reminder that friendship blooms even across worlds." In a swirl of golden light, Sofia vanished from Agrabah, the soft whisper of the desert wind the last thing she heard. Back in Enchancia, the golden light faded as Sofia gently landed on her castle floor. Clover blinked in surprise. "You're back. So, what happened this time? Did you meet a flying carpet or something?" he asked, hopping excitedly. Sofia laughed softly and held up the small desert rose that now glimmered with golden sparkles. "I met Princess Jasmine of Agrabah. She was kind, brave, and thoughtful, and she gave me this." Clover sniffed it. "Smells fancy. So, did the amulet send you there to help her?" Sofia nodded slowly. "I think so, but I'm not sure if it's finished yet." She was still worried about helping her people and following her dreams. As Sofia placed the rose in a crystal vase on her desk, the Amulet of Avalor shimmered again. But this time it didn't just glow. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Then a faint whisper filled the room. "True friendship shines brightest when shared." Sofia gasped. "Clover, did you hear that?" He twitched his ears. Hear what? The amulet spoke. It's never done that before. Before Sofia could think, golden sparkles appeared once again. But this time, instead of taking her away, the magic seemed to create something right there. A small mirror framed in golden swirls. Sofia leaned closer and gasped. She could see Jasmine standing in her palace garden, looking worried. "Jasmine!" Sofia called. Jasmine blinked, then smiled in surprise. "Sofia, is that you? How are we speaking?" Sofia grinned. "I think my amulet made this mirror so we can talk across kingdoms." Jasmine looked relieved. "I'm so glad. I needed someone to talk to. My father has arranged a meeting with visiting princes again. He thinks it's important for the kingdom, but I feel trapped. I want to do something meaningful, something that helps the people of Agrabah." Sofia thought for a moment. Maybe there's a way to do both. To show your father that helping people is part of being a good princess. Jasmine tilted her head. "How do you mean?" "Well," Sofia said, "why not start a project that helps the people directly? Something that shows leadership and compassion. Then your father will see how much it matters to you." Jasmine's eyes sparkled. "That's a wonderful idea, Sofia. There's a poor part of the city near the marketplace where families need food and shelter. Maybe I could organize something there." Sofia clapped her hands. "Yes, and I can help you plan it. We'll make it something truly royal, a gift from your heart." Jasmine smiled, her spirit lifting. "You really do have a way of seeing things clearly, Sofia." Over the next few days, through the magical mirror, the two princesses worked together. Sofia shared ideas from Enchancia, like community fairs and kindness drives, while Jasmine adapted them to fit Agrabah's people and culture. They planned the Festival of Hearts, a special royal event where the palace would open its gates to everyone. There would be food, music, games, and gifts for families in need. Jasmine promised to use the royal treasury not just for luxury, but for love. As they worked, Sofia felt proud and connected. Even across worlds, their friendship grew stronger. But one night, as they spoke, a shadow passed behind Jasmine in the mirror. The image flickered. "What was that?" Sofia asked. Jasmine turned, frowning. "I'm not sure, but lately, strange things have been happening in the marketplace. Rumors about a thief stealing supplies meant for the festival." Sofia's eyes widened. "That sounds serious. Maybe the amulet brought us together not just to plan the festival, but to stop whoever's behind this." Jasmine nodded firmly. "Then that's what we'll do. Together." The desert rose on Sofia's desk began to glow brighter, as if agreeing. The bright morning sun of Agrabah glowed over golden domes and bustling streets. The scent of sweet dates and warm bread filled the air. Banners in shades of turquoise and gold fluttered from every rooftop. The Festival of Hearts, Jasmine's vision of kindness and unity, was just one day away. But not everything was as perfect as it seemed. In the marketplace, merchants whispered about stolen food supplies and missing decorations. Fear and worry spread quietly, like a shadow under the sun. Meanwhile, in Enchancia, Sofia adjusted her amulet as it glowed once more. "I think I'm being called back," she said to Clover, who was nibbling a carrot. "Again? Guess friendship across kingdoms keeps you busy," Clover said with a grin. Sofia smiled. "Jasmine needs me. I can feel it." Moments later, she was standing once again in the grand palace of Agrabah. Jasmine rushed forward to hug her. "Sofia, I'm so glad you're here." "What's wrong?" Sofia asked gently. Jasmine led her to the palace balcony. "The Festival of Hearts is tomorrow, but someone's been stealing the food and gifts meant for the people. I'm afraid it will all fall apart before it begins." Sofia frowned thoughtfully. "Then we'll find out who's behind it. Let's visit the marketplace and see what we can learn." Wearing simple cloaks, the two princesses slipped out of the palace and walked among the people. The streets were full of life. Children playing, merchants calling out, camels resting lazily in the sun. Yet everyone looked worried. At a fruit stand, a kind old vendor sighed. "Bless Princess Jasmine for planning the festival, but half our supplies are gone. Whoever took them must be clever. No one's seen a thing." Jasmine's eyes softened. "Don't worry, good sir. We'll make sure your hard work doesn't go to waste." As they walked further, Sofia noticed footprints near an alley, small and hurried, leading toward the old storage barns. "Look there," she whispered. They followed quietly and peeked inside a dimly lit barn. Crates of food, fabrics, and lanterns were stacked high, all stolen supplies, and near them a boy about Sofia's age was sorting through the goods. Sofia gasped softly. "He's just a child." Jasmine stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "Why are you taking these things?" The boy froze, eyes wide. I'm sorry, Princess. I didn't mean harm. My family's been hungry, and others in our street have nothing. I thought, if I could take some things, I could share them." Sofia looked at Jasmine, then at the boy. His clothes were worn, and his hands shook. This wasn't a thief of greed. It was a child of need. Jasmine knelt beside him. "You wanted to help your people, didn't you?" He nodded, eyes filling with tears. "I just wanted everyone to have something." Jasmine smiled gently. "That's what the Festival of Hearts is for, to make sure everyone has something. But next time, you don't have to steal. You can help us give." The boy blinked in surprise. "You mean I can help?" Sofia beamed. "Of course. We need good hearts like yours. You can be part of the team that delivers the gifts." The boy's face brightened. "Thank you, princesses." By sunset, the two princesses and the boy returned to the palace, carrying the supplies. The guards were shocked to see who had solved the mystery. Not soldiers, but two friends with courage and kindness. Jasmine looked at Sofia as the stars began to sparkle above. "You were right. True leadership isn't about titles. It's about understanding people." Sofia smiled. "And true friendship is about helping each other grow." The amulet glowed softly, its magic responding to their unity. Tomorrow would be a day to remember, the day kindness would shine brighter than any jewel in Agrabah. The next morning, the palace of Agrabah gleamed under the golden sun. Bright silken banners rippled in the warm desert breeze, and the sound of cheerful music floated through the air. The Festival of Hearts had finally arrived. Princess Jasmine stood on the palace steps, her turquoise gown glimmering like the sky itself. Sofia stood beside her, wearing a soft lilac dress decorated with silver stars, a gift from Jasmine herself. "Everything looks wonderful," Sofia said with a wide smile. "You've done something truly special, Jasmine." Jasmine looked around proudly as people began to fill the courtyards. "No," she said warmly. "We've done this together. I couldn't have done it without your help." The gates opened, and the people of Agrabah entered the palace grounds. Children laughed as they received sweets, dancers twirled in the sunlight, and musicians filled the air with joyful rhythm. Merchants smiled as their goods were shared freely among families in need. Sofia spotted the boy from the previous day, now dressed neatly and carrying baskets of food with pride. He grinned and waved. Jasmine smiled. "He's been helping all morning. I think he's happier than anyone here." As the festival continued, Jasmine walked through the crowd, greeting her people personally. "Thank you for coming," she said kindly to each family. "This festival is for all of Agrabah." One woman bowed deeply. "Princess Jasmine, we have never seen the palace open like this. You are a true princess of the people." Jasmine's heart swelled with gratitude. She glanced at Sofia, who nodded approvingly. After a while, the two princesses stepped onto the palace balcony to address everyone. The music quieted, and the crowd turned to listen. "Citizens of Agrabah," Jasmine began, her voice confident and warm. "Today, we celebrate kindness, not only from the palace, but from each of you the Fest. Amulet of Hearts is a reminder that generosity and friendship are the jewels that truly shine." The crowd cheered, waving and clapping. Jasmine continued, "And I could not have done this without a dear friend who traveled across kingdoms to be here, Princess Sofia of Enchancia." Sofia blushed as the crowd applauded. She smiled shyly but spoke with grace. "I only helped remind Princess Jasmine of what she already knew, that true princesses serve with their hearts. The cheers grew louder, and even the palace guards smiled proudly. As the day went on, Jasmine and Sofia joined the festivities. They helped children paint lanterns, rode camels through the gardens, and shared food with the guests. For once, Jasmine felt free from royal expectations, and surrounded by love. But as the sun began to set, a sudden gust of wind swept through the courtyard, blowing out several lanterns. The sky darkened faster than usual, and the air turned strangely cold. Sofia frowned. That's odd. There wasn't supposed to be wind tonight. Jasmine looked around as servants began lighting the lanterns again. It's fine. Probably just desert wind. But Sofia's amulet glowed faintly. Not gold, but deep purple. She gasped. That's never happened before. Before they could react, a strange voice echoed faintly through the wind. Kind hearts may shine, but shadows linger where greed once lived. Sofia and Jasmine exchanged a worried look. The people continued celebrating, unaware of the mysterious whisper that carried through the night. Jasmine placed a gentle hand on Sofia's shoulder. Whatever that was, we'll face it together. Sofia nodded. Always. As the stars began to appear, the two princesses released glowing lanterns into the sky, symbols of hope and friendship. Yet, as the lights floated upward, one lantern flickered with a darker shade, a silent warning that their journey wasn't over yet. The Festival of Hearts had united Agrabah, but a new challenge was quietly rising beyond the palace walls. The morning after the Festival of Hearts was calm and golden, yet Jasmine felt uneasy. From her balcony, Agrabah looked perfect, the streets full of laughter and color, but her heart told her something was wrong. Sofia joined her, holding her glowing Amulet of Avalor. It's turning purple again, she said softly. That means some dark magic is nearby. Raja growled, glancing toward the desert horizon. A faint swirling shadow floated beyond the dunes, silent and strange. Jasmine frowned. That's not a sandstorm. We need to see what it is. Soon the two princesses were flying over the golden sands on carpet, wrapped in light scarves. The desert air grew cold as they approached an old ruin buried in sand, half a tower covered in strange carvings. From within, black mist drifted out like living smoke. Sofia shivered. It feels sad, like the magic carries someone's pain. As they stepped closer, the mist formed a faint figure, the outline of a woman, her voice soft and broken. You celebrated kindness, the shadow whispered, while I was forgotten. Jasmine stepped forward carefully. Who are you? I once served this palace, the voice said. Long ago, I dreamed of a festival that would bring joy to all, but no one listened. They said I was just a servant. My dream died, and so did I. Sofia's eyes filled with sympathy. You only wanted to share love and kindness. That's what the Festival of Hearts was meant to be. The shadow trembled, her voice turning bitter. But envy consumed me. I couldn't let go. Dark mist swirled around them, cold and heavy. Jasmine gripped Sofia's hand. We can't fight her with magic. We have to show her she's still remembered. They closed their eyes. Sofia's amulet began to glow, bright and golden. Jasmine whispered, Your dream didn't die. It lives on through every kind act in Agrabah. The light spread, filling the ruin, as the shadow gasped softly, and then began to fade, her face peaceful at last. When the mist disappeared, only a small silver pendant lay in the sand, shaped like a heart. Sofia picked it up gently. She's free now. Jasmine nodded, and her wish came true. The Festival of Hearts belongs to everyone, even her. They climbed back onto carpet as the sunrise painted the sky pink and gold. Sofia smiled at her friend. Every heart deserves to be heard. Jasmine returned the smile. And every friendship makes the world brighter. As they flew home, the amulet glowed once more, a warm reminder that even the darkest shadows fade when friendship shines. The golden sun rose over Agrabah, washing the city in warmth and color once again. From the palace balcony, Jasmine and Sofia watched the bustling streets below, children playing, merchants smiling, and laughter echoing through the air. The shadow that had darkened the city was finally gone. Sofia held the silver heart pendant they had found in the ruins. "It's strange," she said softly. "Even though it came from something dark, it feels full of peace now." Jasmine nodded thoughtfully. Maybe that's what forgiveness feels like, turning sadness into light. Down in the courtyard, the people were already preparing a small follow-up celebration, the Day of Thanks, as Jasmine called it. "It's not a royal event," she said with a grin. "It's a day where everyone can thank someone who's helped them." Sofia's eyes sparkled. "That's beautiful, Jasmine. You're turning friendship into tradition." As the two princesses walked through the market, people waved and bowed. A little girl ran up to them with a basket of flowers. "Princess Jasmine, Princess Sofia, these are for you, for saving Agrabah." Sofia smiled warmly. "We didn't do it alone. Everyone helped by believing in kindness." Later that afternoon, Jasmine led Sofia to a quiet part of the palace garden. Golden birds chirped in the date palms, and the air smelled of jasmine flowers. "There's someone I want you to meet," Jasmine said. An elderly woman appeared, gentle and smiling. "This is Mira, our royal historian," Jasmine explained. "She records Agrabah's most important stories." Mira bowed slightly. "And I've already begun writing yours." Sofia blushed. "Ours?" Mira smiled kindly. "The story of two princesses, one from Enchancia, one from Agrabah, who reminded the world that true royalty lives in the heart." Jasmine laughed softly. "I couldn't have said it better." As evening approached, the palace courtyard filled again with lights. Hundreds of glowing lanterns floated upward into the twilight, golden, pink, and silver, each carrying a message of thanks written by the people. Sofia and Jasmine released theirs together. "What did you write on yours?" Jasmine asked. Sofia smiled. "I wrote, 'Thank you for showing me that even far from home, friendship can light the way.'" Jasmine looked touched. "And I wrote, 'Thank you for reminding me that kindness is the truest crown.'" The two laughed softly as the lanterns drifted higher, sparkling like tiny stars. Just then, Sofia's Amulet of Avalor began to shimmer again, not with danger, but with warmth. "I think it's time," she said quietly. "The amulet always calls me home when my task is done." Jasmine's smile was full of gratitude. "You'll always have a home here too, Sofia." Sofia hugged her. "And you'll always have a friend in Enchancia." A swirl of golden light surrounded Sofia, and in a blink she was gone, leaving Jasmine standing under the night sky, holding the silver heart pendant close. Mira approached gently. "She's gone?" Jasmine smiled, her eyes bright. "For now. But friendship like that never truly leaves." Above them, two lanterns floated side by side, one glowing lilac, the other turquoise, their light mingling perfectly in the night, symbolizing a bond that distance could never break. Weeks passed after Sofia's return to Enchancia, yet her heart often drifted back to Agrabah, the glowing lanterns, the jasmine-scented air, and most of all, the warmth of Princess Jasmine's friendship. Every night before bed, she would hold her Amulet of Avalor and whisper softly, "Thank you for showing me true courage, Jasmine." The amulet shimmered faintly, as though remembering the adventure too. One morning, as Sofia walked through the royal garden with Clover hopping beside her, the amulet began to glow again, bright and golden this time. "Oh," Sofia gasped, "this isn't how it usually shines." Before she could say another word, a warm desert breeze filled the garden, swirling the petals around her. The air shimmered, and out of the light stepped Princess Jasmine herself, dressed in turquoise and gold, her long hair flowing like silk. "Jasmine!" Sofia squealed in joy, running forward to hug her. Jasmine laughed. "Surprise! I thought it was time I visited Enchancia." Clover's eyes widened. "Whoa, the princess from the desert palace? Now that's classy company. The two princesses giggled. Your garden is beautiful, Jasmine said, looking around at the blooming roses and fluttering butterflies. It feels so peaceful here. Sofia smiled. I wanted to show you everything, the castle, the school, and my favorite place, the meadow where I first learned to fly on my magic carpet. Jasmine grinned. Then let's make this another adventure. The day became one of laughter and stories. Sofia introduced Jasmine to Amber and James, who were immediately fascinated by her tales of Agrabah. A flying carpet? Real genies? Amber exclaimed. Oh, I must visit someday. Later, Queen Miranda joined them for tea. Princess Jasmine, she said warmly, thank you for being such a good friend to my daughter. She speaks of you often. Jasmine smiled. She reminds me of myself, when I first learned what it truly means to be royal, not the crown, but the heart. That evening, as the sun dipped low, Sofia and Jasmine stood on the balcony overlooking the golden countryside. Birds flew across the orange sky, and the air was calm and sweet. You know, Sofia said softly, I used to think being a princess was about doing everything perfectly. But you showed me that real strength is standing up for what's right, even when it's hard. Jasmine nodded, and you reminded me that kindness can be the strongest magic of all. The two clasped hands, smiling. At that moment, the Amulet of Avalor began to shimmer between them again. It projected a faint image, the silver heart pendant they had found in Agrabah, glowing softly as though the amulet remembered too. Looks like our bond is now part of its magic, Sofia said. Then we'll always be connected, Jasmine replied warmly. As night fell, the stars began to twinkle, and to Sofia's surprise, several small lanterns appeared in the sky above Enchancia. They floated gently, glowing turquoise and lilac, just like the ones from Agrabah. Sofia gasped. How? Jasmine smiled. I brought a little piece of Agrabah with me. Every year, we light lanterns for friends who are far away. Now Enchancia will do it too. The two princesses released a lantern together, watching it rise higher and higher until it joined the rest, glowing brighter with every heartbeat. Jasmine turned to her friend. No matter how far we are, Sofia, our friendship will always light the sky. Sofia hugged her tightly, forever and always. As they stood beneath the stars, the castle bells chimed softly, echoing through the night. Two worlds had met, two hearts had bonded, and a promise of everlasting friendship shone brighter than any magic spell. And somewhere, far above the clouds, the Amulet of Avalor gleamed with joy. Carrying the memory of two princesses who proved that kindness, courage, and love could unite even the most distant kingdoms.